Production.
Welcome back, everyone, to a very, 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 very special edition of A Coming of Age, the podcast.
Coming of age.
This is episode number 50, 50, 50.
50, 50,
Corey
50,
Maggette.
50.
all my people who love basketball. Corey Maggette, number 50, baby. We are back in the mix this week.
Hey, I just want to say thank you for finally. So for everybody out there, Azam always does a countdown before the beginning of the podcast and we start. And virtually every single week he counts down. He's like 3, 2, 1. Everybody ready? Everybody good? Oh, you know what? Let me just check something out. I'm like, yo, how you can do a countdown all the way down to 1 and then ask if people are ready? Oh man,
yo,
Zam, man,
yes.
who do we got on the show? Who do we have on the show?
Yo, I'm looking at him right now. He looks nothing even over the age of 25.
Yo, man, looks like he's sitting ready for the
bro.
NFL draft right now. He's just waiting for that phone call, eh?
Yo, my brother from another mother, one of my most mainest brethren wearing one of the worst sweaters in the history of life right now, supporting one of the worst teams. Can't say it.
Yo, say worst one more time, guys.
I can't say it.
Worst sweater, worst teams, worst thread count.
fresh from his start in fatherhood, it is Chef, my God, Galdem Brucka, Marlon Wong. Chef, what is up? Welcome to number 50, my friend. Welcome.
Yo, you can't be using that anymore, man.
Yo, I was gonna say, I'm like, yo, you can't be calling him Galdem Brucka, but I'm like, yo, man, let it go. It's our podcast, yo.
It's like how I put fatherhood, brand new father, and Galdem Brucka in the same sentence. Yo, the first one you ever showed up on, too, I called you out. It was like emails, right? We were talking about emails.
It was emails, yeah.
So, Chef,
yo,
welcome.
man, Wong, how you doing, man? How you doing?
No, I'm alright still, man. Working, new father, right? Sleep is very limited, but I'm getting used to it now.
Everybody,
It's
since
nice.
the last time you heard from Wong, he had a so beautiful baby girl. Congratulations again. Gorgeous little baby. I gotta say, gorgeous baby.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Rain. I know you don't understand, but yo.
Man just stared at you like, yo, keep my baby out your mouth. Keep my baby out your mouth, yo. Keep my baby name out your mouth.
Yo, why did he? Yo, man, just like,
I just stared at you. This is one of those where we wish we had video. I wish we had video ready.
all right, sorry.
No reaction.
Oh, so funny.
Fast.
That was the best. Good start.
Yo, 49. Did you get you have any feedback on 49 or no? Or not much this week?
Not much this. Oh, wait.
Dr. AJ.
Not much this week. No, not much.
No, I got a lot. I think I got a quite a bit of feedback on Dr. AJ.
Yeah, but you always get more feedback from me than me. You always get more
so.
feedback than me every single time.
I guess so.
Like,
Chef, you heard that episode, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, she said some interesting points. I saw me and Vanessa were driving out to Thornhill for breakfast because that's the life that we live.
Thornhill from South Columbus?
Yes.
Serious
For
things.
breakfast.
To Ramona's.
Exactly.
Shout out to
Best
Ramona's.
place.
What's the
Yo,
Ramona?
Shout out to Ramona.
What's the whole name of that
Big
place?
shout out to her. Ramona's. That's what it's called, Ramona.
Ramona's. That's breakfast bar or some shit, something like that.
Oh man, best breakfast. Yo, shout out to Ramona's, yo. Big up to Ramona's.
Yo, big up Ramona's,
Yo,
yo.
we gotta tag them. All right, big up, big up.
I already wrote it down.
Big up. Yo, one of the things I heard quite a bit is the stuff on like just naturopaths kind of having the same training. Like that was something that people were like kind of shocked by. And I don't think I wouldn't say, and something I said to people that I wouldn't say it's the same. Like you're going in, you're in a hospital for like 2 or 3 years or whatever time people are in med school and have to do that kind of residency and all that kind of stuff. But I would say that I would believe that the training as far as taking care of someone or patients, knowing what drugs interact with what, like I think that's I would assume that's the thing that she was talking 100%. About, right? Yeah. Like
well, didn't you hear? She said that she would have to take the exact same medical test as a doctor. And when I saw her for my dietary situation, man, she was spitting out every single drug she knew. And she's like, oh yeah, you shouldn't have this, so mix this, da da da. And like 100% bona fide doctor, which is, I think, what people don't know, right?
Yeah.
Just because it's a different name, but 100%. Like you can't just put doctor in front of your name and, just so casually. It's an appointment.
Like, there's doctors of history and doctors of anthropology. It's not the same thing, Doctors of
yeah, but you wouldn't assume that they have a medical degree.
Yeah, but when people get introduced as doctor, that's something that I've come to know in the last like 5 to 10 years or something. Like people have been introduced as doctor, and you grow up thinking doctor is like, at least I grew up thinking like a medical doctor, right? Not so much. Even when you hear PhD, it's like someone had a PhD, but you're not even thinking that they introduce themselves as doctor,
Yeah, that's true. So, fair enough.
Different kind of thing. But we're at episode 50, a big landmark, a big time episode for us. We've come quite a bit a long way. We started recording when, Frankie, in 2019, like November,
February
right?
10, 2020.
Yeah, but we started recording.
November 2019 was when we started recording.
Yeah. After
our first episode was posted in February 2020.
Yeah, that's right.
Right before the pandemic.
Right before. Frank was coming over live. Dr. AJ went over live last week, which was a great show. And Wong,
I had to explicitly tell Wong this week, like, do not come to my house.
He had to confirm that.
That's so funny. But this week we got a good topic. I'm looking forward to this one. And for all you people who like to live on the edge or who like to play it safe, this topic is for you. Did that sound like a real effect?
Yeah, it sounded pretty good.
True.
I think you gotta pull away as you say it.
You.
Yeah, there you go. But Chef has just dead staring you, and then just dead staring at you.
Listen, I'm telling you, there's still a piece of him that hates me from Best Buy days. I know it. It's okay. I've accepted it.
This is a man you can tell he has no kids. That's all I'm sure.
Why? Because I have so much energy?
Play around too much, yo.
What did I play around with? I did sound effects for our podcast. Yo, hang on. So I congratulate on the baby, which is serious talk.
Play too
Man
much.
Stares me down.
Wait, stop.
And I lighten it up.
Say each thing and then pause, and I'm gonna insert a statement. Go ahead.
So I congratulate him on his beautiful baby girl. And I get a stare down.
Play too much.
Why do you take so long? and then I start lighting the moon. I'm like, all right, let me jump around.
Play too damn much.
Anyways, this week's topic.
And you introduce his topic, like it's a topic that he came with us at.
God, I introduced the topic.
Death stare. Know what I mean?
All right, you know what? Yo, fine. Screw it. Go. Introduce it. I'm out. Nope. Someone better introduce it because I'm not introducing it.
So this week, guys, we're going to be talking about... We're going to be talking about something like...
Yo, man, you ain't going to take my shine. Yo, this week we are talking about...
I knew you'd show up. Play too much.
Play too much. So this week's topic is eloquently entitled risk taking. Risk taking.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to break this one down into a few little subcategories. So first we'll just talk about in general types of risks and the advantages and the disadvantages of it, right? Because there's levels to this. Then we're going to talk about how risks evolve with age. So how they change from age 2 to age 40, right? And then we're going to talk about what types of risks have you taken or avoided, right? It's just going to kind of see what kind of people we are ourselves and if we're risk takers or if we're more of the passive, play safe type. So let's just kick it off. I don't know who wants to kick it off, but just types of risks in general. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of risks?
Chef, you want to take this one?
All right. Well, first thing I would say, as we got older, financial risk is a definite big one that's in everyone's life. Whether it's buying a new house, buying that new car, or even big thing now is stocks. The majority of our friends. Yeah, man, it's a definitely big risk to take. Whether you have the money or you don't have money to play around, but it's something that could jeopardize your life or even improve your life. But I think that is definitely a big risk.
Yo, risk
100%.
To me, risk is like you have something to lose on the other end. So you take a chance. You always like even if you make a decision on something, whether it's big, like life. It doesn't have to be life threatening, but I think you're gonna lose. Like you have the option of losing something also. So you take that new job. From leaving, you leave one job, go to a next job. That's a risk, right? Because you're leaving something you know and going to leaving something you know to go into something you don't know, right? Financial, obviously, like what Wong's saying, is probably the biggest one. I would probably say for people in our age bracket, like you taking those leaps of faith sometimes, like especially if you don't have a lot of financial backup behind you or security, right? Like a lot of people don't have like when you have two people, a 2-person household, things can kind of be easier. But if you're by yourself or both of you are struggling or both of you just got married or something like that or you just had a kid or something, that's stuff that's like really test your patience, right? Test your
It
relationship.
definitely mounts up.
Yeah, it can test your
100%.
relationship, all that stuff, So I feel like risk just generally on the other side you have something to lose, I would probably say.
I think the biggest thing that I think about risk is like just how it ranges. I mean, a risk to me can be an absolute non-risk factor to you or nothing to someone else. Like to Wong's point, if I go and I put $1,000 into stocks, I might be thinking, oh man, if I lose $1,000, that I might
about
be
it every day,
sweating for that. But then there are people who lose literally tens of thousands, and they're just like, oh, that's a Tuesday. Don't worry about it. You'll bounce back tomorrow. That's why I mean, like, there's levels to this.
Yo, I am not in my nature a gambler. Like, I am not that. So I don't know if you guys listening out there, most of our listeners are from Ontario, I think. But Lotto Max is like 60 mil, 65 mil. I think now it's going to 75 mil or something crazy like that. I don't play these things, right? But when it's big, I do. These guys hit me up knowing that I am playing this thing and go, yo, sending you money now. Let's all play. So I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. $20 starts showing up in my thing. And I'm like, yo, at most I do $5-10. Like at most for me, I'm doing
I thought we were supposed to send 20. I just
heard
Damien say, oh, send 20. I'm like, oh, all right, cool. Here's $20.
No, Woods like, yo, all right, send the money now. Boom. He's like, yo, $20. I'm like, okay, all right, $20.
So what did $20 get us? Like $20 worth of tickets, or did I just send you $20 for no reason?
No, so it accumulated, I think, to $100 in all.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then we won $30 and 4 free tickets, I believe it was. But for me personally, I'm thinking about that. I'm like, I don't know if you saw my message. I was like, yo, man, next time we play, I don't know if I could do this $20 thing, but maybe a $5, $10 thing I could probably do.
So it's funny. So let me get So we probably all sent $20. Meanwhile, Exam only put $5 in.
No,
And
no,
if
no.
we
I
won, we
put
would have to
no,
split it.
no. But see, I put 20, and then I put an extra. I think it was $6 for the encore, like to get encore attached to each
okay.
ticket. Yeah, but again, 20. I'm thinking. See, that's we were just talking about that. Like, I'm thinking about that $26 I already done lost, and I'm like, yo,
But
man,
there
I
are
can't.
people
I'm
who
not dropping.
play on the day. They put $100 into this without even blinking an eye
Yeah,
because they
but
think they're gonna hit.
yeah, but I think about that, man. I think about it. If I'm not giving it to like a friend or help somebody with something, when I do that and I don't get nothing back, yo, I remember it, man. 26.
So there's a
me,
question for you guys. For risk, does there always have to be like a how do you go for risks that actually have bigger disadvantages than the actual winnings? Like that must be something that's very important to you.
I am like, for me, I'll go first, and then Wong, you right to go after. I am like super research prepare. Like I very very very. I don't even know the last time I could do something without like calculating things out and like seeing every scenario. You know, like Doctor Strange and how he goes through all those scenarios of like the
Yeah.
world, like Thanos, like when they could beat Thanos. So there's only like one way they could beat. I go through all that, dude. I go through the worst possible scenarios of things happening, and like, yeah, I just can't. I'm not by nature like that. I just by nature I'm not like that, and I kind of have an admiration for people who are just be like, let's go jump out of a plane, or I'll drop 1,000. Knowing the guy, like knowing the person doesn't have $1,000, they would take their $1,000 and be like, yo, I'm putting this on horse number 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I have a bit of admiration for that because I can't do that. Like, I don't have that inside of me. You know, like for me personally.
So Wong, are there ever an example where you would like the odds are stacked against you, but you're like, yeah, no, I'm gonna do this because it's something I want.
Yeah, when I was younger, I was just a big spender, so I would go out my
Big
way.
money.
I'd be like, yo, this is how much it costs. All right, I'm gonna go through this, and I'll like, if I had like other things that I knew I had to pay off or whatnot, nah, that gets pushed to the side. I'm like, I'll do it. I can go without a phone for a week, and then I'll have that, and then I'm like, I'll pay this on my next pay. Right? So things like that. But as I got older, I was definitely like Azam. I do more research, look into a lot of things. Reviews is a big thing for me to read up on.
Right.
Before I do anything.
A case in point, that's actually perfect. What you just said is how, like, when you're younger, yeah, you would just dash money away or just be like, oh yeah, let's go here or there, whatever, and not even blink an eye because like the consequences were so low. Like you had different priorities, but now, like, yo, daily in our group we're looking for coupons on batteries or anything, just because like we gotta save money, right? Like that's how I mean, you guys got kids, so I'm still like, okay, but I will hit that point at some point in time.
Yeah, what were we talking about? I was like, yo, in the last so Woods had a child, our other buddy Damien. Marlon's got a kid. There's things floating around there where like we're trying to make decisions. This is the longest time we have all gone without like talking about Adidas sales or like Nike Sport Check, anything like that. There's no like coupons flying in. Only thing that comes in now is like Woods is talking about, yo, battery on sale at Amazon, or like stroller on sale for $60 stroller on sale or something like that. It's like life things,
Absolutely.
you know, like life, like real life things, you know. It changes, man. It changes as you get older and stuff like that. And like for me, again, I was never even like to go to a casino and stuff. I would like, you know, like those what they call them, the dollar slots, dollar tape, the dollar stuff. I wouldn't do that, man. It's not in me, man. I don't even have that thing in me, dude.
Yo,
I don't know why.
Teeth, yo.
I don't have them
the
things.
Fastest ever lost money, yo.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie though.
Yeah,
you
always think that shit's gonna push. You know, the ones that have like all the coins lined up. You always think it's gonna just push it over the edge. Be like, yo, easy money, man. Yo, easy money.
Yeah, but that happens though, and like that's what like I like. Okay, I don't gamble a lot because like I guess I have self control. But if I go to the casino, like I have the mentality where I'm like, okay, this is how much I'm taking out. I am prepared to lose this money.
Yeah.
Like that's my mentality.
Right.
Like if I'll take out X, I'm like, all right, yo, if I lose this, I lose it, but let's go play aggressively and have fun. I guess that's where, like, again, it's a fine. Some people have a fine line for advantage versus disadvantage, and some people have completely just like such a big gray area where they're. And I think that's the biggest risk takers, where they're just like, you know what, I'm just gonna throw my dice, and not literally at the casino, but just in life now. I'm talking about, and just see what happens, right? Relating back to actually our first episode on how to date a player, one thing that and I'm gonna, I guess, call myself out. One thing I've never been able to fully understand is how people can like juggle X amount of girls and guys and just like not care about getting caught or getting like, this guy just shrugged his shoulders. Wow. Next topic. Next topic. I'm talking to the wrong guys here, yo.
You're not marrying these people, man. Like,
Man, don't know the
who you marrying? Yo, who you marrying at 17, 18?
Next topic. This guy just said, man doesn't know the game. I don't.
I'm talking about practice, man. Come
Yeah,
on.
practice. About practice. We're talking about practice, man.
Practice, man. About the game.
I play too much, yo. I play too much.
You know what? I think that's a misconception though too, that like there is something there because you're risking your ego, right? Like, so that you go up to a girl and you want to talk to a girl or a female, and unless you're like me, who's actually I would say I'm a bit chicken shit because I wouldn't ask the girl out. I would almost like I would just keep luring them in to like
would
leave
you put
it
notes
out
in
there.
their
Yeah,
put notes in their sharpeners?
I honestly
Will you go
I
with
have
me?
not
Yes, no.
Yo, the best is all I keep visualizing. I've seen pictures of Frank as a kid. I keep
Do you want to dance
visualizing
with me at the club?
Oh
Yes,
man,
no.
I keep visualizing you as a kid, and you're like, yo, I would just stare at them and just watch the reaction. This little boy is just like,
No, you never stare at them. You always pretend like you're doing something else. But yes, you take some peeks. You gotta peek up.
This man just watching them open it from their sharpener. How'd you even get it in their sharpener, man? Like, was that a
Listen,
thing?
man,
Was that a
respect the
thing?
game. See, that's my game. That's my game. You guys got your game. That's my game. My game did not work. Shooting bricks.
I would say like there's guys who have like can take total financial risk, life risk, but can't go somewhere and just pick up conversation, socially. Like they feel
absolutely,
So yeah, so you're right, totally right about like it just being levels to it and different scenarios and situations and stuff like that. I think a lot of it comes from. You don't think a lot of it stems from like childhood stuff, maybe, where like you are observing or hearing stories and stuff like that. Like for me, I
think it starts with childhood, but then I think it definitely changes to your environment. So for example, let's say, because we're just talking about girls in our podcast, always kind of lures towards there. But let's say through all of elementary and high school, you don't talk to girls, you're kind of shy, et cetera, right?
Right.
But let's say university, if you get involved with the right group of guys,
right,
then all of a sudden, crowd in general, that can automatically completely change your dynamic, change your social. Now that thing of approaching a girl that used to be a risk has now changed into like a natural flow of things, and your risk might be changing to like, what if I get caught, or what if maybe you focus on financials or school, whatever it is, right? But I think maybe we can go into it there, like how risks evolve, not even necessarily with age. I'm going to change it to how they can just evolve in general, like with environment, with money, with any kind of circumstance. One risk can definitely become a non-factor later on in your life.
I think once you get used to, like, if you take that leap maybe once, or you take that chance once or twice and it works out, I mean, I would probably say that the risk, you taking those risks, continuing to take those risks, probably relies on some form of success, right? Like some level of success. Like maybe I didn't get her number, but I talked to her. It wasn't as scary as I thought it was. I took that financial risk. I bought an investment property. I did it. I broke even. I lost a little, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it. Like I would lose everything, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Do you think? And this is a question for both of you guys. Do you think that there are people who are just simply addicted to the adrenaline of the risk, whether they win or not? Because you just said, you risk based on success. So let's say a big risk buy a house, and you buy a house, you're like, oh, that was fine. I can do another one, no problem, fine. But do you think there are people where they probably lose more than they win, but it's just what they do. They just like to live life on the edge.
Because probably their energy and their themselves, probably they have such a positive idea of themselves and what they're doing. So I could see that. I could see somebody totally just being like, nah, like it's nothing to them. Like that part of their life is nothing. It's like they've it's almost like dumb luck, or they don't even think about it. It's not even thinking twice about it, you know?
Huh. Do you guys have an example? Go ahead.
I also think that people are same like what Exam was saying, that they think that they're pretty much invincible, but at the same time, like
that's true.
They're so naive that they're not even looking at that. Yo, you are like almost a crackhead right now because you are down to nothing and you just keep any piece of, let's say, the stock market, any piece of money, you're just throwing it away.
Just throw it, dash it, right?
And hoping that you get that big win, right?
You know what? I wonder if is an example of that, but I'm probably gonna completely change my opinion. But people like skateboarders. So to like learn it, like skateboarders have
you gotta fall,
like
right?
broken bones, sprained everything all over the place, or even dirt bike, dirt bike guys. Or like actually, yeah, daredevils, right? But I guess their thrill is that they will complete that trick at some point in time, and they know the risk of literally dying or breaking something or whatever, but they don't. I guess their passion. Like for me, the advantage would not even be close to. I'd be like, no, I'm not gonna destroy my body for that. But for others, they're like, no, I am willing to do it because I know I will fail more times than I succeed. But when I succeed, if I succeed, it'll be glorious.
You wonder if the thought is even that deep. Like, I wonder if they're just, their makeup is just go again.
They're just
like,
doing.
Yeah,
they're just
doing
going
it because like maybe I would overthink it to the point of not doing it. They have the opposite effect of like literally, this is in front of me. I'm gonna do it. I fell off. I broke my ankle. 6 weeks later, come back. He's gonna go again. You know what I mean? Like it's not just waiting to go again. There's no, hey, stop, man. Hey, ease up. It's just like, no, I just need a better board. You know? Oh, it's my board. You know, some shit. I don't know what these guys.
Yeah,
say.
It's the board. It's the board, yo. No, it's the board. I'm telling you, I need new tracks. I need new tracks.
Exactly.
It's like, man, you already bought every single track that's in the store.
Chef,
oh my goodness,
Chef, you think that taking risks, like how you're talking about, like before, like you kind of just go spend money, blah blah blah. What are the changes that happened to you that you started to notice and like were aware of that, like aware that you were doing that and you kind of had to slow down? Was there anything that like kind of triggered that? It was like a moment.
Okay, so like when I was younger, I moved out. Like when I first started working at Best Buy, yeah. When I first started working at Best Buy.
So how old are you at that time?
22? 22?
Early 20s. Okay.
Yeah, so early 20s, like 22. I moved out of my parents' house, and
you moved out of your parents' house at 22?
Yeah.
Wow.
I did not know this.
Yeah, I did not know that. I'm glad I asked.
Yes. And so I was like, okay, so this is my rent. I had rent, I had internet to pay for. That was whatever a month, that was it. But at the same time, I was like, I wasn't a manager. I was just working pretty much full time. But a lot of time, I like to party. Entertainment was always me. I was like, yo, club, I'm there. Yo, we're gonna drink after work, I'm there, right? And it'll be, oh, looks like I have no money. I'm not gonna eat today, and then I have to wait till like Kiskity Tuesday or something.
Yeah, trust me.
Rack up on that, bring that to the house, eat on that for a couple of days, and then I just noticed like there was times where, like, say 1 week I was like actually really, really sick, and I couldn't go to work. I'm not getting paid for sick days, and I lost money on that. And then there was coming to days where I was like, yo, I'm not making rent. Like, I gotta find ways how to make rent. And I just bought this 30-inch TV that I didn't really need, but I bought it anyways, right? those, like I said, when I was younger, things I wanted, I was focused on it. I was like, yo, I'm doing it. And then things were necessities. I'd say, okay, I will try to get through it an alternate way and make it work that way.
Was there a moment though, like where you were so aware
Yo,
of it
man
that you
just said he
stopped it?
couldn't eat, yo. What do you mean, was there a
No,
moment?
but he still kept going. He didn't like it
I'm
didn't
just
stop
joking.
him, right? Like I'm just trying to figure out like when, like what age if something happened. It was like I know now we got a you're a different guy now, right? You got chef, family, daughter, but that's more recent, right? Like what was there a point like before that something kind of clicked?
So after I left Best Buy after what was it, 10 years, almost 8 years I was there. And I was actually working at Oshawa Center, and it was just the lowest of lows. And it was just, I worked at Public Mobile, and it was just
like a feeling of low, or like kind of like just everything low, like
it was the feeling of low, and it was just, I was part-time, and then I was a key holder there. They pushed me to be the key holder, which I didn't really want to do. And every day I was there, and it was just more like Public Mobile is like for more low income people. So I was like dealing with those people. So you got your
like
the
hobo
druggies,
tooks. Anyway, hobo tooks.
druggies,
And this is
strippers.
Oshawa too.
Yeah, druggies, strippers. Like I didn't
Both
know.
of these mans also live like in Oshawa, pretty much, right?
Yeah, but this is Oshawa a time ago. This is different
This
now.
is Schwig, yeah, the Schwig.
I'm in Oshawa, yo. I'm in North End. North End's different. But yeah, so yeah, I was seeing these people like every day and like seeing how their lives are, and and the thing is, they just confess everything. You know their story within like 5 minutes of how
You don't ask?
You don't ask, and they'll tell you their story. But you know
It's
what really
therapy,
triggered
man.
me?
Yeah.
What triggered me was this one customer who came in, and it was like after a year I was working there, and she's like, we're talking and everything, and then she's like, "Hey man, see you later." I was like, "Yeah, hopefully not." She's like, "Oh, you definitely will be here." And she told me I would definitely be there, and that would trigger me. And I said, "Yo, fuck this." I can go. Sorry, edit that.
Nah, run it,
Yeah, run it.
And I said, nah, I'm going to school. I'm going to do something, a career,
Nice.
get my diploma, and go in that. And from that day, I did that. Went to school. Did fast track. It was a 2-year program. Did it all in 1 year, and then everything just started going. And got my education, got a full-time job. Then I was just building into that job. Moved from a different location, went to somewhere closer, saved me more money, and then the rest is history.
That's crazy how such an innocent, how such an innocent comment from a lady who you don't even know is what triggered you to do monumental things. And if I were to be, for a couple seconds, a good friend, I always admired that Wong definitely, it was like a light switch. Like he just turned things around one day and legit killed it at school, kills it, I should say, in his industry. Everything he cooks is just like beauty to the mouth, and this is actually straight up facts. And
beauty to
he literally
the mouth.
just I can't even get a compliment without you know what, yo. I'm out, yo. I'm out.
Beauty
I play
to
too
the
much,
mouth.
yo.
Beauty to the
Play
mouth.
too much. Play too much, yo.
Put that beauty to the mouth.
No, but
Hey,
for real, like
boys.
the fact that like an innocent comment is what can trigger you, and I think everybody's trigger actually can come in different variations. It is similar going back to gambling. Maybe a trigger is of literally someone losing all their money, or just even losing a little bit and feeling really shitty about it. It could be anything, right?
Yeah, but if you're talking about risk, I mean, there was a point there. Like, what was stopping you before that? Was it just kind of like caution? Like you're just kind of like afraid what was on the other side, or kind of maybe afraid to fail or anything like that?
I think I was. I definitely was. I guess I was too comfortable too, because my parents. I was living with my parents. I didn't have to pay rent.
Right.
And the thing was too, like,
It was just easier. It was like easy kind of thing.
It was either
Yeah.
always cheating too. Every New Year's when I was at my parents' house, my dad always wanted to pass it to me. And he's like, no, family chat time. And he always talked about my life. He's like, yo, you need to find a job. You need to move
This
up.
year.
You
Yeah,
need to
yeah,
go
yeah.
into school. And I always told him like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna do it. And it never
You
came
just
through.
never did it.
Like I said, I was just too comfortable there, and I never pushed myself or was pushed to do further my progress in life or better myself in life as well.
But it's interesting. It's like that, like what Frank's saying. It's like that one moment happened, and it made you take that risk because a lot of what a risk is too is like not knowing what's on the other side, right, or not knowing the outcome of what's gonna happen, right? You're just kind of choosing a direction and a way to go, or choosing something to do and seeing what happens, right? You kind of roll in the dice. Because even at that point too, it's not like 100% like this is what's gonna unfold after I achieve this, right?
And Everest commercials too, Everest College.
Oh, Everest BT commercials. Yo, we used to joke about that. What are you waiting for? I'm just so pissed off and walk
Yo,
away.
that man was motivational, 100%.
Big time, man. Because he looked like your homeboy. Like he looked like a man you grew up with. And man, yo, what you like? Man, just so pissed off. Man, just like fed up, guy. Just walk away.
He's like, "What are you waiting for?" I was legit just like, "Yo, what am I waiting for?"
Yeah, what am I waiting for?
All right, so if I were to ask another question, then is, okay, so what would be, I guess personally for you guys, what would be considered, or not even personally in general, what would people consider as a major big risk in today's world in, let's say, our age range? So, 30 to 40, like, and I don't mean just like buying a house or changing a job. Like, I think those are like kind of like risks that people kind of have to do because you have to live somewhere or you have to, have a job. What do you think something that's outside of the norm would be considered as an actual like risk? And if you want, I can start. I can say learning a new physical activity. So someone who, let's say, never did skiing or snowboarding before. And, in this quarantine time, all of a sudden, it's like, all right, well, you got to do something, right? And they try to pick up skiing. But even though they know that they could see 1,000 people can ski, they might not do it because they don't want to get injured or they might not think they're capable at this age, et cetera, et cetera. So do you guys have any ideas?
I would say, I know you were trying to say, yeah, I know you're kind of maybe saying not outside the norm, but if I was going to say in our age range, like I would probably say planning to have another child. When you're hitting,
the same thing.
Yeah, as you're getting older.
That's a big. Yeah, I didn't even think that. Yeah, nice.
You're getting older and like you start thinking like maybe you want to do that, but then you almost second guess yourself, right? You're like, man, when this kid's like 20, I'm gonna be 60, right? And you're like, I'm gonna be like when you're looking at 60-year-olds now, it's like that's grandparents, right? And like to me, 20 is still super young. So like for me, I would think that. For me, I think having kids as you go up in your like late 30s into your 40s, there's a lot of risk, not just outside of physical risk, like to the female, to your wife or girlfriend, whoever it is. Like I would say manly risk is just a matter of like, are you going to be around? Like, is it worth it are you going to be able to give them the quality that you've given the ones before, right? Like, are you going to have the energy to keep up? Are you going to be able to give them similar, I guess, like advice? Like, are you going to be the same way? Because you get older, things change, right? Mentally, physically, all that stuff. Just like you said about skiing and stuff like that. That if you had younger kids, maybe you would have tried that stuff, but you're not doing that at 55, 60, 65, right?
Hey, there's some parents who do, but I think you're right.
Some, but I would probably say it's
the majority of them wouldn't.
Exactly. Yeah, and like off the top, that would probably be my thing. I would probably say in relation to our age range, it would probably be that from a guy's standpoint, anyways.
Huh.
Chef, you agree?
All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say the exact same as you. The whole having a child right now, or even in your later years of your life, is definitely a big risk. But I also switch it up. I'm not gonna say me personally, but looking back, like my parents taking the risk of leaving a country of Jamaica and
Oh,
coming
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
Canada
Yeah,
to
yeah.
start a life, I think like hats off to them. Like me, I can tell you right now, I don't think I could leave Canada and go live into another country and start a life there. I honestly, I don't think I could take that risk. And even when I was growing up younger, I was like, because my parents have family in the States. We always used to go to States, New York, California,
Right,
all of them places. And I was in love. It was like my dream to live in the States when I was getting older.
right.
But in reality, now that I'm actually looking at it, I would never, ever,
Thank
ever,
God
I
you didn't
don't
go,
think I
yeah.
could live with them. Yeah, I don't think I could go to the States. Like, you look at things now and it's like, nah, man, like, Canada is my spot. I love it here. But yeah, like, going to another country to start a new life, like, I'm sorry, but I am a fan or somewhat of a fan of 90 Day Fiance. I watch that and I see these people
Oh, I
leaving,
know, yeah.
going to other cultures and I'm just like, yo, like they're just so naive of things of thinking that everything from their
Yes.
country is just gonna happen over there, and it is completely different.
A
And
slap
they're
in the
just
face,
bawling
yeah.
big slap in the face, and they're like bawling their eyes out because they got, yo, come on now, man, stop that noise.
Stop that noise.
You do think though, you wonder that like my parents, your parents probably, and like probably Frank's parents, probably the situation is like just different, you know, like where they're kind of faced with like a limited access to like education, limited access to
Yeah,
everything, and then you know somebody went over there or somebody they know or like just
yep,
the board, like at that time it was British it was not British rule but British like sorry, not British rule, Trudeau, right, in the 70s I think opened the border up to bring in uh people from probably our families all combined, and all you
yeah,
see is opportunity, right? And like I like for me too, like I feel like I could do it, but I could see I don't I I don't think that we'd be looked at in the same respect. You know what I mean? Like
Well, that's because we're already more privileged
yeah, exactly.
now.
Like we have a
Like
lot more.
my
It's almost like
parents moved
what are you
out of
moving for? Like
necessity,
just for yeah, exactly. Like what are you moving for?
right?
Just for shits, right? Like kind of like what do you do? What's the point of moving, right?
And
yeah,
that's another point too. Like circumstances will force you to do things that you may not have done in the first place. Like if my parents maybe had it better in the island, St. Vincent and
Maybe
Union
they don't
Island,
leave. Yeah.
they may have stayed. They may have been like, "Hey, I'm good. I'm set up. No problem." But they had to move out of necessity, and it's kind of it's weird because it's like, oh, obviously I don't wish ill on my parents, but at the same time I'm thankful that they, I guess, experienced what they did because now they're here with a better life and provided a better life for me and my sister, right? Which is very weird and by way of looking at it, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, yeah. My
And
dad.
yeah, like for me though,
Yeah.
like I would actually pick up and go to another country. Like Cece and I have talked about living in like Portugal, for example, and I don't know, I guess we don't see it as scary. It's a challenge, but for me, I'm just like, yeah, that would be a unique challenge I would like to take part in, right? But it's not a necessity. So see what happens.
Like I think like you guys talking about that. I'm thinking about my dad. Like my dad is. I probably get my cautionness from my dad, but he's the one at 17 that came to Toronto, and he brought everybody with him. Like he was the first one to come here at 17, and went to I think George Brown College if I remember.
hey, JBC,
Yeah,
JBC,
yeah, and he went there, and then all my uncles, his brother, everybody, like he literally sponsored everyone. He got them. He like met up with a bunch of guys like here that lived in Bolton at 17, and like sometimes I've said to him like, Daddy, how like you don't do? He doesn't like if he wouldn't take the risk to like walk outside if it's cold. Like he don't do that. He is very like super cautious about everything. But at 17, he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to Toronto." He came here, had nothing lined up, went to school, got a home somehow, like with a bunch of different guys, got married. My mom came here. He started like you think back, it's like what kind of person were you at that time, right? Like what?
Here's a question then. Here's a question.
Yeah.
Do you think that it made it easier the fact that you're going from a English-speaking country to another English-speaking country.
Oh yeah, for
And
sure.
also, the
Yeah.
cost of living back then in Toronto was literally a fraction.
A fraction.
I
But
feel
imagine,
like it
but-
was definitely easier to move here then. Not
Yeah.
saying it was easy.
yeah.
It's still a risk.
Yeah,
But
but
I'm
bros,
saying, like,
but
to
bros,
do
you
that
gotta,
now?
yeah, but you gotta imagine what's a fraction of zero, bro. These mans are coming here. 8 mans living in a house. 8 mans
Yeah.
living in like renting a floor of a house. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
For real.
you know what I mean? And like sharing a car.
100%.
You know, and like they tell me stories about like when you guys would come over, like back in the day, how the airport was set up. That these guys wouldn't even go to baggage check. They'd walk right out of the airport, and they never see
Yeah.
them again. Right? You hear them stories,
Oh.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and like these men, like that's the risk these guys are taking, and these guys are probably my uncles and stuff, and mans who never telling these stories. And they're all managers somewhere. They all just probably working somewhere. They're probably retired now. You know what I mean? But who were they at that time? Like I maybe to Chef's point, like I couldn't see myself at my maybe early 20s and stuff doing that, but I could see myself in my later days, like if my kids were older and stuff like that, I would take that risk and like maybe change things. But again, like you said, I'm be going to an English speaking place. I'd probably go to the States or something like a Caribbean or something.
Mhm.
You know?
So here's a question, I guess, going on to the next category. We kind of touched on some things, but what kind of risk taker are you? Let's say if we split up to low, moderate, and high, and do you guys have an example of a risk that you have taken in your life? If you want, I can go first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just set the tone. So, I think I'm circumstantial, but I'd say I'm moderate to high moderate. But also, I'm younger. I don't have kids to worry about, so I guess I can.
We didn't
kinda
always
be like
all
that.
have kids, man. Like we just had kids.
I'm talking about it right now. Your kids are like, what do you mean? Your kids are like 10 years
No,
old.
but
guy.
I'm okay. First of all, Chef just had kids. It's not like the man lived
Oh my
got
gosh.
kids when he's in the
Yo,
20s.
are you guys gonna be picking on
I
me
didn't
all
have kids.
podcasts, or
No,
can I
but
get
I
a
didn't
word
have-
out?
It's not like we didn't live life,
Holy
man.
shit.
30.
All right,
30 years
yeah,
old, having
I'm
kids.
moderate. Oh my goodness.
Why are you so sensitive to
Uh,
that? You're sensitive to that.
Never again. I'd say, yeah, I'm high moderate to high moderate, mostly because I don't know, I just naturally like to have a little bit of optimism, I guess, even though I'm not a very optimistic person. But if I weigh the odds, I think there's a decent chance at winning at something, then I'll do it. But also I like adventure. So parachuting, I did parachuting. That was one of the risks that I've done, which I've done it multiple times at night, and it was one of the best experiences I've ever had.
At night.
Yeah. It was
Like, how do you
pretty-
do this? Talk about this. What
it's
does this mean?
Hella scary. So
In a
essentially-
bush? Like, you drop in a bush? Or you drop in, like, a water or something like this?
there was a DZ, so it was a designated zone there. But
This guy's
Is
using
air cadet?
terms. DZ, this guy says.
it's no, this was Army cadets, and yeah,
Oh,
no,
okay.
literally, it's pitch black. They had they had one glow stick on this huge like 6-acre field or plus, and you had to just feel the direction of the wind. You have to feel your rucksack when it hits the ground, and literally tighten up and land properly, and then you run back to the headquarters, which is usually like, let's say, a kilometer run or so. But that's when I was, how old was I? I was 16 or 17. But that was like still one of the biggest rushes I've ever had. Second risk would be just traveling. Like, I like to go to exotic places whenever I can and literally completely immerse myself in a non-speaking country. But I think that's kind of the extent of it. Like, I don't do anything wild, like wild. I don't say.
You're parachuting at 16?
Yes.
What kind of place is this, yo?
I'm trying
It's
to
Army
stay.
cadets.
I'm trying not to say no because the master almost tried to cuss me just a couple minutes ago.
Yo, I didn't cuss anybody.
I got so I got frustrated. Yo,
I told
16,
you
that's
guys this
crazy.
before.
16, that's pretty. Nah, I never knew that.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Nah, me neither. It's
DZ,
not like some
this
Lord of
guy
the
says.
Flies.
Now I'm gonna.
In
Now I learned something new. I'm gonna be like, yo, my man Frank, yo, man, dropping in DZ, bro. You know about DZ?
yeah. No, this was there's a course called Basic Parachuting Course, and it's it's considered the toughest course in Army cadets because you actually get immersed in the actual military. But it was hella fun. Like it challenged me, like probably the most physically I've ever been challenged my entire life.
So would you do that
And
now? Would you do that now, or with kids, or like?
100,000, 100%, yeah, 100%.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. But see, you have that bone in you, right? You have that part in you that.
That's why I say moderate
Yeah.
to high. Like there's things where I'd be like, yeah, I want to do it because it's cool. Like even like snowboarding, like some people just plateau and kind of happy just going down the hill chilling. But
Yeah.
every year I go out, I push myself to go stupid faster, deeper inclines, practicing on jumps and tricks and stuff, just because I like pushing my body to like not the max, but pushing it beyond, the normal circumstances, I guess, right?
I think when I was young, I took a lot more like financial calculated risks to like
Yeah.
build up my own. I guess build myself up. I guess I would say like I don't think I took much career risk because I always thought that like whatever job I had, I wanted to be the stable one. Like I wanted to be the one that Saida or whoever I would be with, they could go do whatever and go work whatever and whatever they want to do, but I'd be the one to like always have the benefits and always have the job, And anything I did outside of that, I would take maybe risk and do that, like so like property or fixing stuff, learning a new trade, but it was stuff that I was comfortable with, So I'd put myself in the low. I put myself in low category because like I can by nature I just
That
have
works
a
for you though.
It's worked for me, yeah, and it's worked well for me, but I do I think as I've gotten older now, I feel like I'd be more willing to do like zip lining and these kind of things. I don't think I would jump out of like an airplane. I don't know. I think I have that in me to jump out of an airplane. But I think I would go snorkeling and these kind of things in like like protected areas and stuff like that.
I feel like you might jump out because you know what? It's like
No,
the concept.
man, no.
No, hear me out. The concept of jumping out of an airplane, for example, sounds monumental. Like, yeah, I'm jumping out of an airplane. But for example, let's say if you went on a full day course on how to jump out, and then you find out you're jumping out with someone tied to you, for example, tandem, like some people do, and you realize, oh, there's actually a lot of things. Like you feel more confident once you have the training and the knowledge. You're like, oh, it's actually not that big of a deal.
Frankie, let me tell you who your partner is, right? You ever heard of the Incredible Hulk ride at Universal Studios? You ever heard of that ride? Or
Yep.
No? Okay,
No,
I am
no.
in line of this thing. I'm 25, 26 years old. I am shitting, bro. Piss. Like, I feel like piss. A piss is the minimal thing that's going to come out of me. I am shitting myself, bro. Sweating. I have all my girl cousins who are about 5'1", 5'2". They're looking at me like, yo, you're so big. Why are you so scared? Bruds, I did it and screaming like a little girl on the thing. And I could never do it again. Like, like how you're saying, like, oh, yo, maybe you did it or like, had some trick. Man, I am not that. I'm like low. I'll probably, again, put myself, when it comes to that kind of stuff, I'm super low, but I like being there. I'll be there if you like to do it.
You live beside,
whatever.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
Yeah, I don't go. Yo, Wonderland and all kind of shit. Yo, I don't roller coaster, man. That's not my thing, man.
What? Yo, that's the
I'll go, but it's not fun for me, dude. Inside of me is a burn. It's like burning.
Yo, whatever. Yo, keep paying your property tax for my Wonderland trips, guy. I'm fine with that. Wong, what kind of do you have what's your level of risk taking?
Well, younger, I was very high. I would do anything just as one for popularity and two just I was just the experience. Did whitewater rafting, did zip lining, I did all that. Snowboarding, like a girl I was dealing with at the time actually got me a snowboard for my birthday, and that's what got me into it. And I loved it, man. It was nice, but now I'm probably pretty moderate. I won't snowboard anymore.
Yeah, the biggest risk we're taking is like walking on South Beach at 3 a.m. in the morning. Is like the biggest risk.
Yeah, no comment. But yeah, I'm pretty moderate now. Like my body hurts now, so those things, like I'm an active guy. I like to work out. I play sports, but man, like pain that I get into now is just, it hurts and it makes me really think. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna do this because I'm probably gonna risk this, and I can't miss work because I gotta pay bills and whatnot, right? So I really think of things before I actually do it now, man. Like 100%.
I wish I wasn't as cautionary. Like I wish I took more risk,
Yeah,
education wise, career wise.
here.
I feel like I wish I took. Every time I look back at that kind of stuff or those moments in my life, I'm like, oh, I should have just tried it. I just should have just
You know what?
taken the step.
What was weird is me being younger, I was more cautious of taking trips than I am now. Like I'll, if I see something good, I'll go by myself right now. Like, I'm down. Like, I never did that when I was younger, and I'm actually cheesed that I didn't do that because a lot of my friends did that, and I just never came through with them. They've been to Cuba and all that when they were younger, and Daytona Beach for spring break and that. I never did that. I was just afraid to do it. But now I would do that, like 100%, not even a question. If I had the money, I'm like, all right, let's go do it.
Oh, that's something.
That's interesting. So it's switched. That's cool.
That's something I used to do. I used to just pick up and go. That's one thing I used to do a lot. I still do that too. Like if I'm somewhere, like, yeah, I just don't have that life risk thing inside of me. I think that like something bad's gonna happen to me, like either physically or something's gonna happen to me financially. That or like, yeah, I don't have that part of me for sure.
I'm still in that stage where I'll pick up in 2 years ago, me and my buddy James, we wanted to go on vacation, and we're like, okay, it'll be nice to go to New Orleans. His wife works for Air Canada, so the way it works is you get cheaper flights, but you have to go on standby, but you might not get it. So we're like, all right, let's go to the airport with the intention of going to New Orleans, but if we can't get it, we'll ask for the next flight out. And lo and behold, they only had one spot for New Orleans. So we're like, all right, so we're not going. So they were like, all right, yo, what's your next flight? Like what is the next flight going out?
Colombia?
They said, well, no, it was, sorry, we were looking at in the States.
Oh.
And they said Chicago. So we were like, we're going to Chicago. Let's go. And then we got there. We got on a plane. I booked the Airbnb on my phone before we landed. Before we took off. And then that was our weekend in Chicago. And we flew back, and it was actually just dope because it was random, which is pretty cool. But I don't see that as a high risk though, because it's just you're gonna find a flight, so you just kind of go and figure it out.
Yeah, but you also have somebody with you, probably. Like you had a friend with you that would do that, and then financially you're able to do that.
Financial is the biggest thing for me. Friend or not, that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, like I would probably say I had a little bit more money than the friends that were around me because I worked, I saved it, and like I would just go. I would go on cruises, and I would go if something was going on. I would go. I would just go if I could get somebody to go with me. But I wouldn't. I don't think I would have done travel alone. But that's one of the biggest things too. Just growing up around that crowd of people, or someone a partner you could go with, or a friend of yours you could go with. That's in a similar situation as you.
Is me?
Man.
Yeah, anybody. Like just generally, like you know what I mean.
Fair enough. No further comment. I don't want to get cussed out.
Look at I just keep looking at Chef, and Chef looks like he's just not wanting to entertain your comments.
That's the night. Like no one wants to entertain anything I'm saying. This is weird. Like man comes to the show, and all of a sudden I'm the one bullied. All right, no problem. True. I have traveled before on my own. Sorry, I will say that. That's part of my final.
How old were you when you did that?
That was just like 6 years ago. Oh, actually, sorry. I went to Vegas 3 years ago on my own, and I drove across the desert to LA. And then I think like 6 or 7 years ago, I went on a cruise by myself.
See, don't you admire?
A cruise.
Don't you admire the people that Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Chef.
No, I don't even remember that cruise trip you took.
Yeah, no, it was. I just wanted, like, I like my own company sometimes, and it was peaceful. It was 7 days to just Oh my gosh, what now?
The joke's too
What now?
easy. That joke is too easy.
Go, say it, say it.
Too
Give it to
easy.
me. Hit me up, hit me up.
Oh, there's so many. I was like, would you go on a gay cruise? Oh, you like hearing yourself, hearing your voice, like you talking to yourself.
Oh my goodness, guy.
It's too
Wish I
easy,
didn't
man.
egg
Too
you
many,
on, guy.
too many directions.
All
Okay.
right, what segment of the show are we going to?
You know what? But don't you admire, man? Don't you have admiration for those people that would take like a year off of high school or a year off of college before they started and just like
Oh, yeah.
backpack? Man, know,
Yeah.
again, I look back at that and like, I know I wouldn't have at that point, but when you look back and it's like, man, I would do that now. Like I would if I.
Yeah.
I would
I
100% do that now.
Yeah,
Yo,
because
I'm
knowing what
happy
you
I
know,
didn't do
right?
it then. Like, I'm happy I didn't do it then because I don't think I would have the money to really fully experience, like, enjoy it. But I wish I can do that right now.
Yep,
That would be sick.
definitely.
But I think it's the
would
people you
definitely
have around you, right? Like I was at your house, Frank, when we were taking photos for season 2, and you were talking to me. I was saying to you, "Yo, travel's overrated." I was saying to you about something about travel being overrated, and you
Yeah.
see the influence that a younger person could have on you, or someone with a different perspective. I remember the conversation of you telling me about like, yo, I would like to go to like this jungle. I think you're talking about the Amazon jungle or something like that.
My sister, no, hang on. My sister wants me to go to Amazon, and that's one place where I'm just like, yo, hang on. You like,
Well,
that's actually a risk. It's like
No,
a
but-
big risk.
But meaning like you were like, oh, I'd go to Thailand, I'd go to this, I'd go to that, and it's like places that I would in my brain. When you start talking about it and me like respecting you and hearing what your perspective is on it, it makes my brain go, yeah, maybe it's
Nope.
not that bad. Like, no,
Oh,
it makes me
sorry.
think that maybe it's not that bad. Like, it makes me think that like, well, yeah, I mean, he puts it in perspective. It's not like you're just gonna go there and everyone who goes there dies, right? Like, it's not like you're just gonna show
No,
up there
you
and like,
plan
it's
it.
gonna something.
And that's the thing. Like, when you go, like, I'm safe with it. Like, you know, I'll actually check out the good and bad parts of town. And like, for example, when I went to Chicago with my boy, we did not go south.
South side.
Just no, we did not go south. We just knew. We were like, yeah,
That's
we're
that
like,
shit
you
I
don't
don't
go down
like.
there.
Like, yo, tell the taxi, the Uber man, yo, take me where Chief Keef, yo, where Chief you shoot. That's the shit I don't like.
Oh man. Anyways, so funny.
Sosa. Shout out to Sosa.
Not having it.
Okay, so where are we with this thing? Are we gonna any last words, Chef? Any last words, Frankie? In
I let the
conclusion.
chef go first.
Oh, you want me? I honestly don't have it. I just people out there who experience. If you want to go do something, but you just don't have that backbone, man, just do it. Trust me, you regret it after when you get older when you can't do it,
Right.
and you look back to it and you're just like, I wish I could have, because you might not have the time to do it again or the financial time to do it, but trust me, just push yourself and do it, and you'll be glad after, man.
Yeah, like you're gonna tell yourself no. Your parents are probably gonna tell you no.
Yeah, man.
Everyone's gonna tell you no. But man, trust me, when you get older, see, Frank's still young, man. Frank still has that bone in him that he could probably go do it. Like
34 this year.
34, but like in life wise, you kind of like again, you don't have nothing kind of holding you back. You know what I mean? I'd probably say.
To be honest, like, my last word is quite simply, I'm actually reading a book called Success: How to Achieve Your Goals right now. And one thing that actually stood out to me and that relates to this is when you're assessing a risk that you want to take, some people think of what they can lose, and then some people think of what they can gain. Like, that was like the very first thing we thought of. And similar to what Wong just told our viewers, or listeners, I should say, is, don't just throw out an idea because it sounds outrageous or because it sounds dangerous or because it might be just because you don't have enough information, right? But at least now I'll say what you guys are saying: educate yourself, do some research, see what's really involved with what you want to do, and break it down to steps. And then you might be like, you know what? It seemed like a big, crazy thing to do, but it actually might be, just a low level risk. Like, now that I read about it or now that I look into it, it's actually not that bad. Let me try it out. And, you'll definitely lose some, but I think a lot of times you won't regret it. You'll just be happy that you you took that step, right?
The biggest tool this generation has is the resources, like Google,
Oh, yeah.
internet,
Oof.
being able to go on like Facebook, join a group, those kind of things, and have people like share those experiences with. That if you didn't have that, like when we were younger, in your social groups, right? Like you didn't have these, like I didn't have these friends that all went and traveled here or there. And I was like, yo, man, you should go check this out. It actually doesn't cost that much. Hey, if you go there, just see this person. You know what I mean? Now these guys all, like the things that are things you're able to get your hands on and people you're able to listen to and talk to and gain experiences from is immense, man, immense. So I would echo what you guys are saying. If you're a younger person out there, I would probably say use all those resources and don't think twice about it, but don't think 3 times about it, man. Just take that chance and go if you really want to.
Hey, nice parting words.
With that being said, Frankie.
Yes.
Chef, it is
What
about
up?
that time. Is it about that time for everyone's favorite segment of the week? It is time now for Spittin' in 5.
I don't know
never
what's better, the
seen-
commentary or Chef's
Just
face of disappointment, disapproval.
disdain.
Like, it's so bad. Like, I mean, I am definitely putting myself back a few years in his books. This is without a doubt. Without a doubt.
And Spittin' in 5 hasn't even started yet. So let's see where
Yo,
this goes.
like, I'm actually looking at the list now. I'm like, yo, maybe I should change it because I don't want to get cussed out. But I mean, like, I think I just gotta roll with it, right? I'm just joking. What's up, everybody?
Hold on. Before you say you're spinning 5,
Yeah.
but I have to say the first spinning 5 I did was which superpower we had, and then Zach talk about flying.
Yo, I just want to fly super fast and pick people up and break up their necks. Yeah.
Yo, what about?
What? So Zam, are you gonna have super strength? How are you gonna carry everybody?
Totally forgot about.
Yo, I want to change it. I want to change it.
So the sonic boom when they kill them, when you're killing them.
Yo, my brain. It was like my mind got blown with what you guys were saying. I'm like, oh yeah, shit. Like, yo, all my whole life I've been thinking about this is the thing that I would do. Like, this is the thing. It's breaking ribs, breaking necks, dropping people, just dropping people from sky high. Pick them up.
Yeah, how are you gonna land properly? This guy's just gonna do the hitch landing, break up everybody's ankles.
No training, no training.
Their ankles are just buried in asphalt.
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh!
Where's the DZ?
Where that DZ?
Where the
Yo,
DZ?
Frank, where that DZ? Yeah, where the DZ?
Oh my gosh! Oh, did we lose him? Oh,
He's back.
Oh man! And actually, sorry, it's actually LZ. I said DZ, but it's actually LZ.
Nah,
You guys
DZ,
can
yo,
hate on me later.
DZ.
DZ. For those of you who don't know, this is Spittin' in 5. It is the last segment of our show. What it is we go on for 5 minutes. Don't time us. It's usually plus and minus. But nonetheless, it's called Spittin' in 5. Trademark that bitch. But what we do, it is my topic, my question, my scenario of choice. The guests and my co-host do not know what the topic is. And it's about anything. It has nothing to do with the show. Are you guys ready for Spittin' in 5?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Frank. Yeah, we're ready. Sick. Let's do it, man. Yeah. All right.
Take the risk.
This week's Spittin' in 5 question. I think Wong would like this one.
Oh boy.
No.
You will like it. Okay, you guys are home. You're chilling. And your gal come to you. They're like, yo, look what I just found. Look at this vase I just found. Oh, no. And you're like, oh, that's a sick vase. But you're like, yo, it has a little smudge on it. Yo, let me wipe that off. You wipe it. Boom! A genie pops up in your living room. And the genie's like, yo, What up, brethren? How you doing? Yeah. Gucci gang. So, and the genie grants you 3 wishes. Any 3 wishes
Oh, this is deep, bro.
you want. Now, your wish cannot be superpower. So no flying and breaking people's necks. But your wish can be absolutely anything you want. It could be time travel. It can reverse things. It can change things of the past, of the future. It can grant you whatever you want except superpowers or a genie, obviously. The standard rules of genie wishes, let's just say. What would your first wish be? So I'm going to ask you guys. So what's your first wish? And then what would be your, like, make sure your first wish is like your first. Actually, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what order you're going. Just what are your 3 wishes? There you go. Sorry. 3 wishes. I'm going to start with Marlon.
God. You know what? One of my wishes would be to understand and speak every language in the world.
Oh, wow. I didn't see that coming. I did not see that coming.
That's definitely one wish. 2 would probably be wealth. Just unlimited, well, not unlimited wealth, but I don't know, let's say $60 billion.
That's a good
I'm
start.
sure that's more than enough. And we already discussed my 3rd wish. If y'all remembered what I said before, my 3rd wish would be that I would have the ability to turn myself into any age I want to, so I can fight.
What? I don't know if this qualifies as a superpower or Benjamin Button.
But
like, what is
it?
this?
He said he already said this. What did he say?
He just stopped that fight. I don't know. So he could fight?
What did he say this to you, Frankie? I don't remember this.
I don't know what he's talking about. I actually have no idea what he's talking about.
As I mentioned earlier.
Yeah. He said that. I'm like literally at my notepad. I'm like, no, I didn't hear him say this. I got my notes.
As I told you guys once.
Ladies, gentlemen, as I told you before.
Okay, I remember I was.
All I know is age and fight.
I was telling you guys that. Remember one time I was like, "Yo."
I don't remember.
One time, V kids one time were like teasing me.
Oh, okay. I know
where this is going.
This man's rotten.
Nah, man. I just want to drink some up sometime. I was like, yo, I would wish to go have my exact same physique, but my body was switched to a kid, and I would fight them. I would go back to my
You Cat Williams. This man want to be Cat Williams. Yo, he's gonna beat up.
Hang on, wait. Hold on. Wait 1 minute.
Beat up kids in the field, man.
First, hang on, wait. Stop this. I want to make 2 observations here. First of all, the man could easily just say, "Yo, I wish these kids treated me with respect." But instead, he wants to change his age and whoop their ass instead. But here's the second thing. If you change your age to theirs and you whoop their ass and you change back to your current age, won't the cops still say, "Well, yo, you literally just did this," and like I don't like whooping them at that age or now doesn't matter.
Nah, they would not know. I would come to their school and be like, "Hey man, I'm a new kid," and yo, that recess bell
Yeah, I gotta take my puppy out.
No consequences for his actions. You talking about me flying in and broken people's neck? This man showing up as a stranger and beating the shit out of little kids.
Yo, man, I'm new to your school again. Yeah, I was new yesterday too.
You didn't see. I'm the same guy. I just look different. My physique.
2 months later. Yo, man. Yo, I'm new to the school. Yeah. But you look the same.
Like nothing's gonna happen to this guy. I'm not just boxing people. Man, have gun and knife out there. This man is boxing people up there, draping them up. It's the 40s or something.
Oh my gosh.
challenge you to a duel. This guy.
I swear, if I was a genie, I'd be like, so you don't
Oh
want
my
me
God.
to just make them good kids. You want to whoop their ass. Yes. All
So
right,
wait,
all
these
right,
wishes.
all right.
So wait, your question is like pertaining to you, right? Like it's not affecting anybody else, or is it just you? Like, or it's anything?
Just me.
No, I'm asking Frank. Frank.
I don't get that
Oh,
question. What do you mean?
So like, are you saying that you could say, oh, I'd make this person fall in love with me, or this person could live forever, or is it more about you?
Any wish.
Any wish.
No,
Gotcha.
I'm a genie, and the genie says, yo, other than, I don't know what change your age is. I can't even say that's a superpower. But other than whooping your kids to near death.
You know what the best thing about chef's idea is, or wish, is the transition part before he gets pissed off to change. Like what happened there where he's like, yo, you know what? Bop. I changed to like a 9-year-old. Changed to like a 9-year-old. He's just roaming the
Goes in his
streets.
closet, gets his 9-year-old clothes. I didn't want to use this. I swore I wouldn't take this out again.
Or he drives up in his car to the school or wherever he's gotta go.
As a kid.
Changes in the car to a child, knocks man, drapes them up, knocks them, box them, changes back to gets to the car, change back to an adult, and drive away. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Man's getting into movies for kids prices.
Kids prices.
Going to Mandarin. Yo,
People
$10, all you can eat.
Like,
Then
hey,
girls back at the table. Where's your son? Yo, don't worry about that.
like, hey, little boy, where are your parents? Like, yo, shut up, yo, get out, yo, come off me, yo, my rape, just
Oh my
rape.
goodness. Yo, that's awesome. That was
Oh,
good.
God.
I like that. I like the fact that he was laughing before he said it because he knew how ridiculous it was.
All right. I'm gonna go. You're gonna go. What do you want to do, Frank?
I can go.
Alright.
I actually don't even have it lined up, but on the whim, if I could have any wishes, my first wish would be that I can do anything, whatever I want, and with no consequences. But I will have the resources. So it doesn't matter if it's money, transportation. Like if I want to be like, yo, I'm going to disappear for a year on an island, I can just get the island, go and do it. But at the same time, no consequences. Where if I like saw someone and I wanted to box them down and not have to go to jail or something, I can do it and not have to worry about nothing. If I want to drive 200 on the 401, I can drive 200 just because I'm Frank and I can. So I want the power to do whatever the hell I want. That'll solve many issues and all that stuff.
Didn't you say no power?
Yeah, I know this man talking about no superpower. That sounds like a superpower.
No, I said give me resources, right? So like, for example, if I could box someone, let's just say I know every single judge or cop and they'll be like, all right, yo, it's fine. It's Frank Wilson. Or if I want to go travel, I'll just get the money. I can go. Or if, whatever. If I want to be 6'4", then I can get surgery and extend my legs and I'm 6'4". Easy. Yo, whose wishes are these?
No, I'm not.
Yo, next man want to box down kids.
God, here we go.
Next man want to box down kids. I just want to enjoy myself.
You want full power over everyone. Like, this guy got taller than me. Yo, surgery on my legs next day.
Shit, he's 6'5".
It's
I
like-
only got 6'4". Hold on.
Might even wish to be taller. He's like, yo, I'm gonna get surgery 8 months out. Coming back, yo, coming back. It's like Tupac back. Alright. Hold that same energy, son. I'll be back in 8 months.
You stay right here for 8 months. I'll be back.
Man cranking his knee in pain every night, just cranking his knee. Oh god.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Second thing,
So what
I
is that?
wish.
So what is that cat? What is the synopsis of that? Just a power over what? Your first wish is what?
I can do whatever I want. Just straight goods. I can do whatever I want. But nothing that's supernatural. Just I can do whatever I
You
want.
can do whatever you want without a consequence. Like there's no consequence. Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. Second is I would just wish, I know it's going to be sappy, like good health for my family, friends, and that, they're good. and I won't have to give them money grant the money because I can do whatever I want. I can say, yo, this bank is yours. See this bank? See that CIBC? It's yours. You're
This
good.
seems extreme. Is that like? Don't you need to tell the genie like
These are
you have to
genie wishes.
Yeah, but you have to go into details. Be like, I want to do whatever I want. What does that mean? Like, what does that mean?
So if you're the genie, you just ask me like, so Frank, what does that mean?
Yeah.
I'll look you dead in the eye. I'll be like, I want to do whatever I want. He'll make me like the Sultan of the earth. I can literally.
Yo, chef, can't you see this man becoming like the villain of the world? Like everyone's gonna
would
hate
not
this
be
guy. Like,
evil.
no, but they're like, yo, how this man this man took our jobs? Yo, this man took our bank. That's my dad's bank. Like, this man has no consequences.
That's my dad's bank. Well, he should have enjoyed it while he had it.
Well, now Tyrone working there, Velma working there.
This is Wood's bank now.
Wood's bank. All right.
Third thing I wish is
you just wish good health on your family.
Yeah, and me.
So what happens? You just walk. Your dad was like, "Yeah, I got good health," and jump off his roof and still buck his legs. The man was still live.
I didn't say immortal.
You notice how he had details for the first one, but the second one was like, yo, good health, to make sure everyone's good. I gotta get no more money because they have good health.
Yo, put some good health on that, yo.
Well, you know what? You need some good health today. I'm gonna give you some good health. You know what, man? You seem upset today, man. I'm gonna give you some good health. Yeah.
Yo,
fix
man.
you right up, bro.
Yo, these are my wishes, guy. My wishes. Last one. I would wish for. I don't know what my last wish. I mean, those two kind of gets me everything I want there.
Yeah, your first one is like everything, dude. It's like you're like the freaking. I don't even know what to say.
I could do whatever.
Yeah,
Make me a dictator.
Like Bruce Almighty over here, this guy.
I didn't say anything supernatural. I did say I have to have surgery if I want to be taller.
That's true. That's true. I mean,
right?
You're having surgery, but also pointing at a bank and be like, you know what? That's your bank now.
I don't get this though. How are you nitpicking my dictatorship and man just allowed another dude to physically change size and age?
I did not allow him to go back.
School, say that he's a new kid again.
I said it's crazy.
Smack the hell out of his kid.
I said
go
it's crazy.
Back home.
I said it's crazy. It makes this insane.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, I guess my last wish would be I actually don't know what my last wish would be. I'll just be, yo, man. I bet yo, genie, yo, free up yourself, yo. There you go.
Oh shit! Then you screw up a next man, yo. The man got no. He just stopped all genies.
Yo, no one else. No one else. Because someone like you, Azam, would be like, yo, I wish that Frank can't do what he wants.
I would never do that. I'd just be like, yo, Frank, man, I'm in some bad health, guy. But like, you know what, man?
Yo, Genie, yo, let me holler, yo, Genie, yo, what was Frank's wishes?
When he explains the first one to me, I'll be like,
my first wish is to reverse all of his. I'm home. I'm 6'4". All of a sudden, my legs just break. I'm
all your family, everyone has high cholesterol, high blood pressure.
My dad.
Everyone's in the most terrible.
My dad's belly just comes back.
Dropping like flies. Imagine dropping like flies. Oh God, we have too much
man walked into the CIBC. Yo, Woods, this is my bank back. Yo, get out.
Reverse everything. Oh my God. Okay, so you don't have a third. Go. You don't have a third, right?
Yo, Genie's freed up, yo.
Genie free up. Okay, so I'd go world peace, no more, world peace from that point on forever. Rest of
See, if you had my power, I can tell people, yo, world peace.
I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work. I'm just gonna blanket statement world peace, and then number 2, I'm gonna wish for an exorbitant amount of wealth. So probably like $3 trillion. $3 trillion. I want $3 trillion. And then number 2, I would wish for to be immortal, just to live forever. That's what I would wish for.
That's 3.
Yeah, 3. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3.
Immortality. That's kind of a superpower, isn't it?
No, not really. but
Or I could just be
Like,
I'll take
I
yours.
wouldn't call
You know what?
changing
When the
age superpower.
when the genie comes to see me, I'm gonna be like, yo, what's Frank's wishes? I'll be like, all right. Yo, give me that same first one he has. Give me that first one. Whatever he said that first one was.
It's like a McDonald's order. All right, yo, give me what he's having. Don't forget the
I'm
sauce.
like, yo,
Thank
no
you.
consequences. Be like, yo, I'm gonna live forever. All right, man. Yo, I'm gonna be 6 foot. Not do no surgeries though.
6'8". Frank ain't never catching up to me.
The best is when Frank's like, yo, surgeries. I'll have the surgery. I can do everything. I can do anything, but I have surgery. Man's chopping his legs, guy. Chopping his legs, getting rods put in.
Yo, I'm too hot. I'm too hot. Too hot.
All right, so that concludes Spitting in 5. That kind of concludes episode 50. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was a great one. One of the funniest, I'd probably say, for sure. Frankie, where can people find us? I'm gonna throw it on to you. How can people find us?
You can find us everywhere on all social platforms. We're on Facebook as Frank and Azam. You search for us as A Coming of Age, the podcast. We're on is Coming of Age, the podcast _ You can find us on Twitter, Tumblr. Don't know what Tumblr is, but you can find us on there. Coming of Age the podcast at gmail.com. We love to hear comments, critique, any kind of feedback's always welcome. You can DM us on IG. That's what most people do. Thank you so much, and comment. You can listen to us. Well, if you listen to us now, then you already know where. But iTunes, Spotify, you can catch us on everywhere. Yeah, everywhere. iHeart, the whole works. Just search for us, A Coming of Age, the podcast. And season 2 is off to a hot start. We already had 2 guests. We had some hot topics, great laughs, educational. And guys, we told you season 2 was going to be hot. A lie? You like that, eh? A lie?
I like it. And Chef, thank you for coming by. Chef's idea. Chef, like a few weeks ago, was like, "Yo, when is episode 50? I'm coming. I'm gonna be on that." So, thank you, Chef, for coming by. Thank you for the topic. Also, was what Chef's topic was risk taking. And Chef, any final words, man, for the people out there for episode 50?
Hey man, Coming of Age. Listen to it every week, and trust me, you'll get some good knowledge, good laughs, good listen, man. I honestly never listened to podcasts until now.
Hey, respect, man.
Hey,
Respect. And with that being said, we are out. We will catch you guys all next week. Episode 50 is in the books.
Check you.